on the stairs.
This is a
We have no
Louisville
place to go if we get stuck on
Under
the stairs.
Kentucky state law, this is an unlawful assembly, and I
Where do
command
you
all
wanna go?
persons so assembled here to immediately and peacefully disperse. If you do not do so, we may dispense chemical agents, and you may be arrested.
Let's at least be together.
Okay.
I want us to look like a crew. Yeah, we gotta go. This way. Let's go this
Can we
way.
go in the bushes?
Y'all murdered Breonna-Taylor! Innocent! Y'all's fault!
So for those of you who are just tuning in right now, we have been out at Jefferson Square Park for quite some time, and these KSP officers have been in front of City Hall, kind of at that intersection of 6th and Jefferson for a while. They were given beverages and water and drinks, and they were hanging out for quite some time. And those calls over the loudspeaker and on their megaphones to stop and leave the park because they were unlawfully protesting kind of stopped for a while, and now they have started again. You are hearing them right now get on that megaphone saying that you are unlawfully assembling, you are here past curfew, you are violating LMPD's curfew, and that you need to leave. But this group of protesters, as you can see here, is really not that big. We have heard from multiple people tonight that it has been a long, trying, exhausting day, and many of them went home to recharge and are really getting ready to come back here tomorrow. The message that I'm hearing here tonight is that the fight for justice is far from over, but for tonight, a lot of people needed to go home, kind of absorb the day, and recharge for tomorrow. And as you can see, this line of KSP officers just pushed us back a little bit. We were over there by the clock tower, right at that 6th and Jefferson mark, when their line started to get a little more sturdy, and they kind of started pushing in on protesters. Now you can hear some of these protesters that are yelling. That curfew that was implemented was supposed to be for 9 p.m. tonight. And the people out here are technically violating curfew. And that curfew was allowed to be put in place because Louisville Mayor Greg Fisher put in a state of emergency for the city of Louisville. And that is how that curfew is allowed to happen. Now, a lot of the people here on the streets right now are the same people that have been at Jefferson Square Park that they have renamed as Breonna Square or Injustice Park, a lot of names that it's been given, and they've been out here protesting for 119 days, and so they are exhausted, especially after the news that came out today. But as I just talked to a few of them just a few moments ago, like they say, this is not going to stop them from coming out to fight for what they believe in. Now, as you can see, this is kind of a mix of KSP officers and LMPD. You can see some of those horses right on the right side, and you can see that line of KSP officers with their shields and their bats and their batons and some of their riot gear. They're having people get off the steps of Metro Hall as well. Well, and there goes a water bottle.
Let's go. Let's go.
Looks like tear gas is being deployed. Looks like tear gas just got deployed here right outside Jefferson Square Park.
Fuck y'all!
it looks like that crowd is starting to move back just a little bit. Like I said, for those of you who have been watching from the very beginning, this is such a small crowd compared to what we have seen. These are the few people that remained in Jefferson Square Park, but for the most part, everybody that's been out here all day is pretty much gone. Now, there are a few factors. One, we are hearing that people are exhausted. They are tired today, took a lot of an emotional toll on them. The other part is just a little while ago, there was a shooting not far from here, a few blocks, that left 2 officers shot. One of them is currently in surgery. The other one is awake and stable, but there was a large group of protesters that were out there at that point, and then they kind of dispersed. So those are kind of the 2 things that we are hearing as to why the crowds are so much smaller tonight, as to, you know, why what we're seeing right now is what we're seeing.
No one copy yet.
So you're just going to take a photo?